The International Exhibition of Modern Art, better known as the Armory Show, held at the 69th Regiment Armory in Manhattan in 1913, is often referred to as the moment modern art arrived in America.
The Armory Show was really the first big modern art show in America. So it's the exhibition that introduced artists like Picasso, Matisse, Cezanne on a large scale to America.
100 years later, the Montclair Art Museum has a different version of the story to tell with The New Spirit, American Art in the Armory Show.
It's really finally giving the American artists their due, and I think two of the myths that came up, one is that, the show was mostly important because of the European artists like Marcel Duchamp and Matisse and Picasso and Brancusi, and that the American artists were ignored and didn't really get much attention at the time of the show, and that's actually not true. I mean, they had a great critical reception. Many articles were written looking at the American art as well as the European art. And even some of the American artists who were more abstract and innovative in their approach, like John Marin and Marsden Hartley, for example. These artists sometimes, in some cases, they got just as much criticism as the European artists. In other words, their work was regarded as, as radical and as difficult, as challenging as some of the European artists. So they were put on a par with them. William Glackens did a big painting called Family Group, and it was commended by critics for its bold color and vibrant forms. And so it was a painting that was very well received. And there were almost 20% of the show were comprised of women artists too, so it was very radical. And actually one of the really outstanding works that we'll be featuring is by an artist who lived in Paris, Kathleen Mchenry, and it is a large painting of a nude that shows the influence of Matisse. And what's fun is that we're actually going to show a Matisse painting called Nude in Wood right next to Kathleen Mchenry's Going to the Bath to compare the use of bold color and simplified, abstracted forms in both paintings. Certainly did attract a lot of attention from critics and also cartoonists. There were a lot of very humorous cartoons about the show and how crazy the artists were. In a way, the whole history of American art has often been that America was really not a major player in the art world until around World War II, with the rise of abstract expressionism in America. Jackson Pollock, for example. Those are the kind of artists that first achieved an international reputation, a lot of attention. So that's why often the artists earlier in the century, the American artists, tend to be kind of forgotten, and so we want to correct that.